Hello. It's 6 o'clock. And I know I heard from Kurt that he was unlikely to make it tonight, but I didn't hear from anyone else. So we could wait just a couple more minutes and then start.
I was just going to say, this is Christina here. I'm at another vaccine event. So I was told my coworkers I should be able to help them around 7 to kind of tear down stuff. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, I think so. Four people is a quorum, so we can go ahead and get started with the meeting. And then I think if anyone, if you had to jump off early and there were only 3 people, then that would just be meeting adjourned. Oh, you're muted, Christina.
Yeah, I can get back on. They would probably appreciate it.
We just sent a message to Jessica and Frank to see if they're coming.
Okay.
Yeah, I would hope that they're that the email. So the 4 of you got the email that went out to the DEI committee.
Yeah.
Correct.
Great.
And when we're ready, Taylor, you're going to have to help me, or Taryn, with the structure.
Sure. Yeah. I think we can.
A team effort.
Yeah, whenever needed. But it's really pretty much just going through the agenda in order, and if there's anything that needs to be decided on, then it either needs to be a vote or consensus, or if it needs to be a vote, then we can do a roll call. We'll do a roll call for the call to order.
I think we should just maybe get started just to respect everyone's time, and that way Christina can have a chance to. It's important to be involved in the cleanup of the vaccine event.
Yep.
Okay, so can you hear me? Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm gonna start roll call. Christina Carney. She was here.
Just in time for her screen to freeze, it looks like.
Okay, Jessica Gates.
Here.
Trina Feldman.
Here.
Frank George, Kurt Schwiegert, and Aaron Smith,
Here.
and Shannon Stout.
Here.
And I see Christina's there, so I'll mark her. Yes.
So then do we go to the first item on the agenda?
Yep.
Which is the approval of the minutes from the last meeting. How do we do the approval of the minutes?
I think that is also usually a roll call. That sound right to you, Taryn?
You can do all in favor, say aye. Anyone opposed, say nay. And just, you need a motion to approve it. So someone is gonna have to make a motion and second it, and then,
And then you can do.
yeah, either do a roll call or all in favor. Either one's fine, however you want to do it.
Okay. And so since Erin is the chair and like facilitating the, leading through the agenda, she would not be the one to make the motion, or do you know if that
Or
matters?
second, or,
Right. Well, when I do it for Parks and Rec, usually the chair just asks for a motion and he doesn't ever make
Okay.
one or second it. He does do like all in favor, say aye, he'll say aye, but yeah.
okay. So can I get a motion to approve the minutes from the May 13th meeting?
I second that.
Somebody has to make the motion first before you
Oh.
can second. You could motion it though.
I motion it. I motion that.
All right, so can we get everybody in favor of approval of the meeting minutes, say aye?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Anybody opposed?
Okay.
Looks like it. Motion passes?
Great.
I'm sorry, this is Christina. I came back on. I think.
Yeah, you're cutting in and out. But we did count you as present.
The video. It seems like I'm having connection issues.
You sound better now.
But kind of laggy. Yeah, it's going in and out. Well, we'll be happy to have you for whatever, whatever pieces.
Maybe she'll pop back in.
Yeah.
Next item on the agenda is citizen comment. Do we have any citizens?
We do not have any attendees who are not part of the panel. So.
So
no
do we just get to move past that? Do we have to do anything official to acknowledge? No, okay. So the next item of business is the committee business. Charter development.
Yeah. I'll go ahead and just, I added this into the agenda just because there was the intention for the committee to have a workshop meeting all together to work on the charter development. And we, sent out the question of, well, since we can't have it in person and have the public able to attend also in person yet, then what does everyone want to do? And we just got a mix of preferences. So that didn't happen. I would be curious to hear about whether a subcommittee met and worked on it at all. But yeah, there is an opportunity to schedule that if we want to go ahead and do that today.
Did you get the equipment at City Hall needed to?
So that, my understanding was that in July, there will be the equipment available.
Okay.
It's been ordered, it's just waiting to be installed, so July.
Yeah, And this committee's regular meeting in July will be on the 15th. So yeah, I guess, I don't know if if it would be available at the beginning of July. Could they do something on the 7th in person at City Hall? Or would there be interest in still setting up something virtual before then?
They were saying July 1st at the last council meeting is when they were going to get it working, hopefully.
Yeah, so then if you would want to keep the Thursday, put it on another Thursday, then sorry, not 7th, it would be July 8th would be, supposedly there would be the ability to do that in person.
So it seems like we can't do a lot of business before we get the charter completed, right? This is our first big task that will guide the rest of the work that we're going to do.
Yes.
Yeah, I think there's definitely, I mean, you have enough in place to be able to, get through an agenda and take votes and make decisions on items of business, but the charter sounds like is something that everyone, wants to have an agreed upon sort of understanding of how the committee is going to work.
So are we going to have a workshop so that we can figure out what that's going to look like? Or what's the plan?
Yeah, that's the question. If the committee is interested in having a workshop, then the first, actually maybe the 1st of July, I don't know if we would know how to set up the equipment by then though. So probably realistically the first Thursday that could work to have that in-person meeting that would then be available to the public via the broadcast equipment would be on Thursday, July 8th. So the question is, do we want to go ahead and schedule that workshop?
I think that's a good idea.
Do we need to have a motion to schedule a workshop?
So I think we can just go ahead and put it on the schedule.
Okay.
Get that set. Sounds good. And then underneath that item 2 under charter development is something that I think Aaron, you shared this with me.
Mm-hmm.
Share with the committee, and so it's a sample or template, and there was a lot of information on that if you follow that link about charter development, so there for your reference.
I also found an example on is it Hillsborough? Let me see. Hillsborough has a diversity, equity, and inclusion committee.
Oh,
And a really good example of what that should look like. So I can share that link. I'm not sure how to share it. Do I just send it to a specific email?
yeah, you could send it to either me or Taryn, and then we can either put it in the next packet or just send it out to the committee email address. Don't send it to the whole committee though.
Okay, I'll send it to Taryn then.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I think it'd be good before the workshop if we all, agreed to look at those examples and the template just to get our brains wrapped around it so we're ready to be efficient and get this work done.
Yeah.
So next, I don't know if there's any more discussion to have on developing the charter and if we want to move forward to the next the project involvement?
I don't think so. I think
I
we
did-
just need to look at examples at the workshop.
I just wanted to verify it was July 1st is what we're looking at for the workshop, or we haven't set a date?
July 8th.
8th. Oh, I misheard that. Sorry. Oh, okay.
I mentioned the 1st because I think we get the equipment on the 1st.
Okay.
So that might be a little rushed for us to figure out how to actually use it before the meeting. So July 8th and then the regular 6 o'clock, if that works for everybody.
There's a small chance I could be out of town, but my plans aren't finalized, so I'll try to work around that.
Okay.
Otherwise, there's always Shannon who can take over the official duties.
I can try. Yeah.
So do we have information on the transportation systems plan?
Yeah, okay, so this next item is pretty much at this point just information that I wanted to provide to the committee ahead of time, ahead of your involvement, hopefully, in these couple of projects. Both of these projects, the transportation system plan and the housing needs analysis, are just getting started. The TSP actually has not yet actually officially started. The housing needs analysis, the HNA, just kicked off. And so that's getting going with the technical analysis, and we're starting to put together the advisory committee, et cetera. So yeah, both of these projects, we are intending to at least get feedback at some point in the process from the DEI committee, if not some deeper and more, at multiple points throughout the processes, kind of just check in with the committee and get some feedback with folks really intentionally looking at it from a diversity, equity, inclusion perspective. And so anyway, so we are intending for the committee to be involved in those couple of processes. There will be project advisory committees that we're starting to recruit for the HNA now, and we will soon start recruiting for the TSP advisory committee. And we're thinking it would be great to have a DEIC liaison kind of, or a committee member to be a member of those advisory committees too, if available or interested. And so both of those processes are kind of in depth and maybe more complicated than we really need to deeply get into here. But basically, the transportation system plan, it's kind of just what it sounds like. It's how the city intends for its transportation system to develop, and looking at needed connections and safety issues and all things transportation, and looking at that, kind of trying to look forward through the next 20 years. That's that long range planning piece of it, based on the projected growth for the next 20 years and the development patterns that we're seeing, et cetera. And also based on, public input and feedback from the community. And so, I hope that you're able to click the links in the packet PDF, the type of PDF that this is. There were several links to the current transportation system plan, the active transportation plan, the downtown Riverside, you know, there were a bunch of links in there that have information about all of these different plans that are related, and the grant process and the state agencies that are involved. Probably too much information that I don't expect anyone to read, but I just wanted to provide in case you're curious about that process.
Was there supposed to be more than the 1-page agenda?
Yes,
There's
there's
a board packet somewhere.
it. So I wonder where
I just had a hard time. It could totally be there. I just had a hard time, like,
I had to dig for it. It wasn't included in the link, and then I kind of clicked on the DEIC link at the city website, and it came up, but I couldn't. I would have to retrace my steps to find it.
I didn't see it.
Oh, I am seeing two different meeting pages. And one of them only has an agenda on it. That's weird.
Yep, that's what I'm seeing too. Is there a place that we can access that other information?
you notice in the upcoming events section on the DEIC, it has this meeting listed twice also.
Yeah, and so one of those will have both the agenda and the packet, and one only has an agenda. I'm sorry about that. I don't know.
There it is. It's the top one that has the packet.
Okay. Maybe I can delete this other meeting page.
That's more helpful. Thank you.
Yeah, you were probably wondering what the heck I was talking about there. Is anybody not able to find, anybody on this call not able to find the packet and is looking for it?
I'm not able to find it.
I think I can.
I don't know how to leave my, I'm on the phone, so I don't know how to
Oh,
look. I don't have a computer.
And is there a reason Jerry's not here?
I don't know. I didn't hear from him.
I found it. I found it.
Oh, you did find it.
Yeah. Yep. Let me see. So if you go to the city and you go to DEI committee meetings, you're going to see upcoming events. There's going to be 2 of them. Click on the first link. Kind of look exactly the same. Click on the first link and it's the packet's there.
I'll make a note to double check that that doesn't happen next time. Or at least if there are 2 meeting pages that they're identical. Okay, so the packet, the part of the packet that I'm referencing right now starts on page 4. And it just gives kind of a brief description of what the TSP is and what a housing needs analysis is. And then what I was saying just now was that there are several links in this PDF that I'm hoping folks are able to click if they feel like finding more information about these processes.
I'm sorry we didn't bring up, like, I think when we get more well-versed in what we should be expecting to see every meeting, then we can probably notify you earlier that we're missing things.
Yeah, you're not used to getting meeting packets yet, so that makes sense. Okay, great. So that's the TSP kind of in a nutshell, and I will let you know. I'll probably, we're meeting with the project consultant, kind of like finalizing the scope of work, and it sounds like what they're wanting to do with the public involvement piece of the project is basically run run it by the DEIC, the public involvement plan, run it by the DEIC before they really finalize it, just to kind of get a gut check on, you know, are there groups that we feel like are present in the community that aren't represented here or anything like that. So I will let you know when I have more information about that. And then the housing needs analysis and housing strategy, those are kind of two projects that we're rolling into one. And it is also kind of what it sounds like. It's an analysis of and a prediction of what the housing needs of the city are likely to be over the next 20 years. And then the housing strategy part of that is looking at, okay, here's what we identified, you know, how many units are we going to need, what types of units, at what affordability level. Okay, so we know what we will probably need. Now, how are we going to do it? Or what are the various tools that are available to us to do it? And what are and taking into account, what does the community want to see their housing look like in the future? So, so that's an exciting process. The city's last housing needs analysis was done before 1980, and it was projecting to the year 2000. And so it's not super helpful. And we did have some preliminary data come out of a 2019 study, but we're wanting to expand on that and have a full one done, and then have that housing strategy kind of act as like an action plan too. So there are, as I'm sure you're all aware, plenty of DEI kind of issues that are overlapping with both housing and transportation issues. And so this committee is definitely something that both of those projects are wanting to involve as they develop their products. So that's some information on that, and provided underneath that little memo there with all the links are the the sort of scopes of work. I had to include the entire request for proposals for the transportation system plan. So I'm sorry, that document is going to be, you're going to scroll through most of it to get down to the actual scope of work. And it will probably be a boring read for most of it. But yeah, if you're interested, especially if you're interested in participating on the stakeholder group or like the project advisory committee for either of these, then I would definitely recommend reading through what the scope of work is going to look like for whichever project you would hope to be on a committee for.
I
noticed that go ahead, Trina.
I have a question about the transportation one. I had a community member contact me, Tony. He owns the Stillwater Counseling. He's had a lot of issues with handicap, like parking, and people at big gyms blocking the parking, the sidewalk. And he wanted to know if our group could help him rectify some of the situations.
Yeah, maybe that also sounds like maybe just, or a place to start being like a code enforcement company.
Right. He said some of the spot, I'm trying to get him to come and talk to the group. And that was my other question. For the community involvement, he doesn't have to do anything, register, he just joins the group. I can send him the information for it or whatever.
Yeah,
and then
comments.
Yeah.
Yep. Folks can just show up. If they want to let us know beforehand, they can do so, and we can make a note that we're expecting this person to come and talk. But
does the transportation, the new thing, because I haven't read through any of it, does it address like disabilities, you know, parking and handicap accessibility and any of that stuff?
I am sure that it does. I don't know how much handicap parking it necessarily addresses, but certainly like ADA, looking at ADA issues and yeah, other just accessibility issues with all different types of modes, you know, so making sure that our sidewalks are accessible for people using wheelchairs, for example.
Yeah, that was one of his issues. I guess people park at big gyms and the sidewalk. He's blind, and so he has to go with the sidewalk, and people park there, and so he runs into cars. So he wanted me to bring that to the attention of the group. So I'm going to try and get him to come in and talk, and so he can tell you exactly what his issues are.
Yeah, and I would also just absolutely recommend that be submitted to code enforcement. Because if people aren't supposed to be parking somewhere and they're parking somewhere, that's a code enforcement issue too.
Yeah, I told him I recommended that to him.
I noticed that the city charter group will be convening soon. Is that something that would potentially have our eyes on that as well?
I have no idea what is involved in that process. Do you know, Taryn? I know that's something that I guess I just heard Denise talking about that. I don't really know much about it.
I don't know a lot of details either. I know people submitted applications to be on the commission and they're going to city council on Monday. Yeah, to do the charter review. But other than that, I don't really know what it entails. Yeah, we can definitely look into it though and see if that's something they would like you to look into.
But maybe it's just not as far along in the process as the transportation and housing needs are.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but we can definitely look into it and see. Because you would think so, but.
And I would imagine also that those committee, is it a committee or commission, or maybe they're the same thing? The review committee for the charter review, those would also be open to the public meetings that anyone from this committee could join and comment on.
Sounds good. Do we need to have any more discussion about the project involvement?
I will keep you all updated as I get more information on where we're at in those processes and how this committee can plug in. So
Look how efficient we are with all these women in the meeting. We're just gonna get through this agenda. We don't have a charter yet, but have any citizens joined the meeting?
nope, 0 attendees.
All right. We don't have any committees yet. Or is that what are committee comments?
I added at the end, at the last meeting, there was some, I think it was Jerry mentioned that what he likes about something he likes about council meetings is that at the end, if anyone has anything additional that they wanted to say that wasn't on the agenda, or if they just want to take a moment to say something positive. So there's a place on this agenda if anyone has anything else that they want to talk about with the committee that was not on the agenda.
Nope.
No. So does that mean now we can see if there's a motion to adjourn the meeting? Is that it? That's all we're gonna do?
Do you motion the adjourn?
No, you don't have to.
Oh,
You
okay.
can just say meeting adjourned.
Okay. Well,
You're done.
I guess then meeting adjourned. And we'll see when the workshop will probably be our next.
Yeah, we'll keep you updated. I'm hoping Sadie will know next week a better idea of like when they're coming to install it. I know everything arrived. It's just the people coming to install it is what
Oh, okay.
we're waiting for.
Okay. That's good to know. Yeah, and I would also, I mean, I put on this agenda the committee comments item, but you all are also welcome and encouraged to send me or Taryn any agenda item that you want to add to your committee agenda. So please feel free to do that.
I think we'll be more focused and motivated when we have a charter and are sort of like within our scope, whatever we determine it to be.
Yeah, we'll also, I think that it's actually, it might be written into the code already that this committee is expected to report out or provide some type of report. I don't know if it has to be extensive, to the city council every, I don't know, I have quarterly in my head for some reason. So that will be, there will hopefully soon be some more kind of interaction between the council and the committee, and that will probably also help guide the committee's work. So.
Okay. Well, have your evenings back.
Yeah. Nice quick meeting. Hope you all have a good one.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye. When do you get back into town, Taylor? Are you home?
Yeah, I'm in Arizona still right now. And I was supposed to get back on Sunday, but actually my partner's mom had a somewhat expected, but medical emergency the day that we were supposed to leave their house. So we're a day behind.
Oh,
So I need to talk to Denise about probably not working on Monday, or maybe working like half day in the afternoon or something. Because
yeah.
I'm just not like, I'm traveling with my dog and she's really not good in the car. And if I didn't have her, I would just like power through and drive.
Yeah.
Tonight. But
Yeah. It's not worth it to be stressed out. Yeah.
it would be awful.
Okay. Well, we'll see you next week then, probably.
Yep. I'll be in.
Okay. See you later.
Bye.